This is Fluency, Module 3, Lesson 29, and we're going to be doing several things, mostly working with multiplication and numbers and seeing how they work together. Let's look at this page first of all, 2 times 4. I would like you to write on your whiteboard what those answers are. Pause for a minute if you need to, and then we will talk about them. 2 times 4 is 8. Whoa, I don't think I really want my marker looking that big. 2 times 4, 20 times 4 is 80. And what we need to do there is just the 2 times 4. And then since we're multiplying by a unit value of 10, then we just need to add our 0. And 20 times 40, you should have said, is 800. 2 times 4 being 8. And we have 2 more zeros. Let's look at the next one. We're going to do a similar thing with 3s now. Pause the video if you need to, write down your answers, and then unpause and come back and see if your answers match mine. 3 times 3, right away you should have said 9. 30 times 3, well, there it is again. 3 times 3 is 9 with 1 0, so 90. 30 times 30 has the 2 zeros, so we'll be at 900. 30 times 40, they're trying to trick us a little bit here because 3 times 4 is 12. We still add our 2 zeros, so 1,200. Alrighty, 5 times 3, same thing. Pause the video if you need to, and then come back. 5 times 3, 15. 50 times 3, well, it's 15 with our 0, so 150. 50 times 30 would be 1,500. And 50 times 50, well, 5 times 5 is 25. And then we've got our 2 zeros here, so 2,500. Looking at the next one, we're going with 5 times 8 is 40. Might be getting a little bit trickier here just because of the 0 on the end of that. 50 times 8, well, 5 times 8 is still 40. And then we add the 1 0, so 400. 50 times 80, well, 5 times 8 again is 40, and then we have our 2 zeros here, so 4,000. And 50 times 40, well, 5 times 4 is 20, and then we have our 2 zeros, so 2,000. Alrighty, now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to be dividing. So 9 ones divided by 3 is equal to 3 ones, or 3. 9 tens divided by 3 is equal to 3 tens, or 30. 9 hundreds divided by 3 is 3 hundreds, or 300. And it works the same with thousands. 9 thousands divided by 3 is 3 thousands, or 3,000. On this one, again, I forgot to say it last time, but pause the video, do the work on your own, and then come back. Alrighty, 16 tens divided by 4, 4 tens, which is 40. 16 tens, by the way, is what? 160. 15 hundreds divided by 5 is 3 hundreds, or 300th. 27 hundreds divided by 3, so we'll do the 27 divided by 3, well, that's 9 hundreds, so we'll have our hundreds, which is 900. 24 tens divided by 3, well, that's 8 tens, or 80. And 32 tens divided by 4 is also 8 tens, which is still 80. All right, let's look at that next page. 40 tens divided by 5, well, 40 divided by 5 is 8, and 8 tens, since it was 40 tens, but then we'll be left with 8 tens. 20 hundreds divided by 5, well, that gives us 4 hundreds, or 400. Notice that you can do the basic division, which is pretty straightforward, as long as you're remembering, okay, so now we're talking hundreds, so my answer is going to be in the hundreds there. All right, so we're going into something a little bit different, and it's kind of a cool trick to divide numbers up and figure out what your answer is with being able to do it in your head. So we're starting off with finding half of 38. Pause if you need to, write down what you think the answer is, but I'm going to talk you through this one. Half of 38. So half is the same thing as saying 38 divided by 2, right? Because half of something is there are 2 parts. So if we divide 38 in 2, well, when I look at it, I think, oh, well, it's really close to 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. So this is just 2 down, so it's going to be 19. So I know that 38 divided by 2, or half of 38, is 19. Keep that number in your head, because now we're going to find what's half of 386. Well, we kind of divided it. We already know what half of 38 is. We know that's 19. And if you know what half of 6 is, then you've got your answer, 193. To see if we were right, let's just multiply that by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 9 times 2 is 18 with that 1. 1 times 2 is 2, plus that 1 is 3. That's what we started with, so we know we're right. So this is just a trick to take a number apart and then find your answer in a simpler way in your head. So we're going to find half of 56. I know that half of 50 is 25 and half of 6 is 3, so I know that my answer here is 28. Okay? So all of a sudden I lost where I was. So I know that 28 plus 28 is 56. So half of 56 is 28. So now we're going to find half of 562. Well, we just found half of 56, and we know that that is 28. And half of 2 is, well, what 2 numbers do you add together to equal to 1? 1 plus 1. So our answer there is 281. Let's double check it. This time, let's just do it by adding. Really simple there, right? So we've got 2, 16, and 5. That's what we started with, so we're in good shape. All right, we're going to practice one more time. Do it on your own. Pause the video if you need to. And we're going to find half of 74. I apologize. Well, I know that half of 70 is 35. So I know that's 35, and half of 4 is 2. So 35 plus 2 is 37. So I know that 37 plus 37 is 74. Okay? So our next one, well, if we know that, then what's half of 744? Well, we just did half of 74. And what was that? 37 plus half of 4, which is 2. So 372. Double check it. I'm going to multiply again this time instead of adding. 2 times 2 is 4. 7 times 2 is 14. With that 1 moving over into the hundreds, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. And there it is. All right, you've made it through Fluency for today. Have a good day.